Welcome to Annie's English Studio, where every conversation opens a new door. I'm Annie. Let's get started. Ben, look, Sarah is already waving.
Who?
Sarah, at the flower stand. She saw you before you even looked over.
I did not realize she had a name.
Of course she has a name, Ben.
I meant I did not realize you knew it.
I have known it for months, apparently.
She probably waves at everyone who walks by her stand.
She nodded the second we turned the corner. That is not a general wave. That is a specific wave.
Is there really a difference between a general wave and a specific wave?
A huge difference. A general wave is polite. A specific wave means she was actually watching for you to show up.
That feels a little dramatic for a flower stand, if you ask me.
I think that happened months ago, truthfully.
What happened months ago?
You became a regular here. You just never noticed it happening.
That feels like it should come with some kind of announcement, at the very least.
A little bell, maybe? Something that rings the exact moment you cross the line from visitor to regular.
A bell would be nice. Something I could hear coming so I could prepare myself.
Instead, it just happens quietly, in the background, and one day a woman is waving at you from across a flower stand like she has known you for years.
Which apparently she has at this point.
Apparently, yes.
You are getting coffee before anything else, though. You are walking slower than usual this morning, and I know exactly what that means.
It means I did not sleep particularly well last night, and I am hoping the market fixes it, the way it usually does.
The market fixes most things, in my experience.
Does it fix sleep, though?
No, not really. But it fixes mornings. There is an important difference between the two.
Fine. Coffee first, then, before anything else happens.
I am not planning anything today, for the record. I am simply here to see if the peaches came in early this year.
You say that every single week, without fail.
And every single week, I am right to check whether you believe me or not.
You were wrong 3 weeks ago. There were no peaches at all that day.
I was early. Not wrong. There is a difference there, too.
Same peaches, either way. Just a different word for the same disappointment.
A more generous word, I would argue.
Look, there she is again, waving at you a second time already.
See, not just me imagining things this morning.
Maybe she just likes people who show up early enough to catch the good produce before it disappears.
We do not exactly show up on time, though, if we are being fair to ourselves. We show up whenever we happen to wake up.
Which is early enough most weeks, somehow.
Early enough for peaches, at least. That counts for something.
That might be the most important kind of early there is. Around here.
I will take that as a professional opinion.
You should. I have been coming here far longer than you have, after all.
Seniority has its privileges, even at a market.
It certainly does around here.
Do you think she actually remembers me, or is that just something vendors do for everyone?
What do you mean exactly?
Vendors are friendly for a living. Maybe the nod is just part of the job, the same way a waiter smiles at every table that walks in.
You think she is simply being polite then?
I think it is possible. I would not really know the difference between polite and genuine most of the time.
I would know the difference.
How would you know?
Because a polite nod goes out to everyone equally, without exception. She did not nod at the man walking right behind us just now.
Maybe he is new to the market.
Maybe you simply are not new anymore, Ben.
I like that theory better than mine, admittedly.
You should like it better. It happens to be the correct one.
You notice things like that constantly, though. The nod, the tone in someone's voice, who gets remembered and who quietly does not.
Someone around here has to pay attention to it.
I notice completely different things most of the time.
Like what exactly would you say?
Like how the bread smell changes depending on which direction the wind happens to be blowing that morning.
I have genuinely never once thought about wind direction in this entire market, in all the times we have come here.
See, that is exactly what I mean. We walk through the same place every week, and somehow we notice entirely different parts of it every time.
Maybe that is exactly why we still come here together instead of separately.
Because between the two of us, we manage to see the whole place, start to finish.
You get the wind and the smells drifting through. I get the people and the small gestures they make.
Someone has to cover both halves of it, I suppose.
It works out fairly conveniently when you think about it that way.
Very conveniently.
Although I will say, you never once mentioned wind direction until this exact moment, completely out of nowhere.
I have been quietly thinking about it for weeks now, if you want the truth. I just never brought it up out loud before today.
Quietly thinking about wind direction for weeks without saying a word.
It is a peaceful hobby in its own strange sort of way.
It certainly sounds peaceful from the outside.
Better than wondering if someone behind a counter secretly judges my coffee order every Saturday.
No one is judging your coffee order, Ben.
You do not actually know that for certain, though.
I know that Sarah remembers you clearly enough to wave first, before you have even noticed her. Judging seems fairly unlikely to travel alongside that kind of memory.
Fair point now that you put it that way.
I have those occasionally, believe it or not.
I am starting to believe it, slowly.
Give it time. You will get there eventually.
I have been getting there for about 3 years now at this point.
Progress is progress, Ben.
There you two are. I was starting to wonder.
We are running a little behind this morning.
The usual then?
Please.
1 latte and 1 cappuccino with a dusting of cocoa powder.
You did not even have to ask.
I stopped asking a while back. After a few Saturdays, it just seemed pointless.
How long has it been since you asked?
I could not tell you anymore. It has been a while.
See, this is exactly what I mean.
I am starting to see it too.
Enjoy the morning, you two.
We will. Thank you.
That is twice now, before we have even reached the fruit stand.
I did warn you. Here, try this.
What is it?
A sample. The fruit stand said the peaches finally turned ripe this week, after all that waiting.
Finally, after all that.
They needed a few more warm days before they were truly ready. Everything here depends completely on the season, whether we like it or not.
That is one thing I really like about this place. Nothing is available all the time, the way it always is at a regular grocery store.
Which makes it so much more exciting when something finally shows up after weeks of checking.
Like the peaches, apparently, after 3 disappointing weeks.
Like the peaches, exactly. Try it before I eat the rest of this sample myself.
All right. Give me a second to taste it properly first.
Well, what do you think?
That might genuinely be the best peach I have had all year.
I told you it was worth checking early every single week, no matter how it looked at first.
You did not check early, though. I am the one that checked every week over and over, until it finally worked out for both of us. I prefer to call that persistence, personally.
I prefer to call that stubbornness, personally.
A more generous interpretation of stubbornness, then, if you insist on a word for it. Where should we go next, do you think?
The vegetable stand at the far end always has something interesting going on. Sometimes vegetables I genuinely do not recognize at all.
Last month it was some kind of purple carrot, if I am remembering correctly.
And you flatly refuse to even try it, as I recall.
I was skeptical of a purple carrot on principle. I still stand firmly by that decision, for the record.
You are not skeptical of anything orange, though, no matter what it is.
Orange carrots have earned my trust over an entire lifetime of eating them without incident. Purple ones have not earned anything yet, as far as I am concerned.
That seems a little unfair to purple carrots, if you ask me.
Life is often unfair to purple carrots. It is a difficult existence, being an unusual vegetable.
Oh, look, flowers right up ahead.
You always slow down right here, every week without fail.
I like seeing what happens to be in season. It changes what feels right for a bouquet that particular week.
Are you getting one today, then?
I might. These particular ones smell incredible, even from a few feet away like this.
You say that every week, too, to be fair to both of us.
And I am always right.
You do have a fairly good track record with flowers, I will admit that much.
Thank you. I appreciate that, coming from you.
Can I ask you something while we are standing here?
Of course you can.
Do you ever think about doing this alone? Just wandering through by yourself with no one around to argue with about purple carrots.
I have done it alone before, a few times, here and there.
And how was it compared to this?
It is fine. It is quieter, mostly, without all the commentary. I notice things faster because I am not listening to you talk about wind direction the entire time.
My commentary adds real value to the overall experience, I would argue.
It adds something, certainly. I will give you that much.
But it feels different alone, I would imagine, compared to this.
It is different. I would not necessarily say better or worse than this, though. Just different, in a way I cannot fully explain out loud.
I like it better with someone else around, pointing out the right peaches before I would have ever found them myself.
I like it better when someone else carries all the bags on the walk home, if I am being real with you.
There it is, the real reason you bring me along each week.
One of several reasons, Ben. Certainly not the only one, though.
I will take it, whatever the reasons happen to be.
You should. Not everyone gets invited back, week after week, the way you do.
Morning, you two. The usual sourdough today?
Yes, please, same as always.
I actually set one aside for you this morning, before the rest sold out.
You set one aside for me.
You come by most Saturdays, right around this time of morning. I figured I would save you the wait, since the good loaves tend to go quickly once the market opens.
I do not think I have ever actually told you it was sourdough I wanted, every time I have come in.
You did not have to tell me, I just started noticing somewhere along the way.
See?
I never noticed that happening.
Anything else for either of you this morning?
Just the bread today. Thank you so much.
Enjoy your Saturday, you two. Same time next week, I would guess.
Same time next week, most likely.
I will keep an eye out.
You have gone quiet all of a sudden.
I am thinking, that is all.
About the bread?
About the fact that he remembered without me saying a single word to him this whole time.
That tends to happen around here. more than most people would probably expect.
I know. I just never really stopped to think about how exactly that happens over time.
It happens slowly, I think, in small pieces, one Saturday at a time, until eventually someone sets a loaf aside before you even walk up to ask for it.
It is a strange thing to feel this happy about, frankly.
I do not think it is strange at all.
No?
I think it might be the entire point in the end.
The entire point of what exactly would you say?
Of coming back to the exact same place week after week, instead of somewhere new every time we go out.
I never really thought of it as a point before today. I just thought of it as habit, nothing more.
Maybe the habit is the point, though. Maybe that is all it ever really was this whole time.
That is a very deep thought for a Saturday morning, Annie, coming from you.
I have those sometimes, in between the flowers and the peaches and everything else.
I'm starting to learn that about you slowly, one Saturday at a time.
There are worse ways to learn something about a person.
I have missed these Saturday mornings.
Me too. It is nice to have our routine back. Before we head out, let us walk back through a few words from today.
The bread and the peaches, mainly, knowing us.
Mostly the bread and the peaches, if we are being fair. First word, vendor. That is the general word for anyone selling something at a market.
Although in everyday conversation, people do not really say vendor all that often.
True. You will hear the baker, the florist, the coffee stand, or simply the flower stand far more often.
We talked to about 5 of those today, one way or another.
At least 5, easily. Next word, seasonal. That means something is only available at certain times of the year, depending entirely on the season.
Like the peaches. They were not ready at all a few weeks ago, remember?
Exactly right. Which brings us naturally to the next word, ripe. A ripe fruit is one that is fully ready to eat, right at its best flavor.
The peach today was extremely ripe, possibly the best one I have had all year.
You did mention that already once or twice.
It deserves repeating, in my opinion.
Next word, bouquet. That is a small collection of flowers, usually gathered together and tied with something.
You almost bought one today at that stand.
I still might on the way back out.
Next word then, sample. That is a small piece of food you try before deciding whether to buy the whole thing.
The vendor gave us a sample of the peach before we bought an entire bag of them.
Which is exactly how we ended up buying far more peaches than either of us planned.
A very effective sample, clearly.
Last word for today, homemade. Something made by hand, usually at home or in a small kitchen, rather than in a large factory somewhere.
Those cookies back at the bakery this morning looked completely homemade, now that I think about it.
We really should have tried one while we were there.
Next Saturday, then, we will remember.
So, to recap everything: vendor, seasonal, ripe, bouquet, sample, and homemade.
6 words, and somehow we managed to use every single one of them today without even trying.
That happens far more often than people would probably expect.
It really does, every time we come here.
6 words down, countless more to go.
There is always next Saturday for the rest of them. I think I am getting the bouquet after all.
I had a feeling you would end up back here.
These were too good to pass up a second time.
Good choice. These just came in fresh this morning.
They smell incredible.
They tend to go quickly once people catch the smell from a few stalls away.
I believe it.
See you next Saturday, you two.
See you next Saturday.
She said that like it was already decided.
It kind of already is at this point.
I noticed.
We walked in this morning for bread and peaches.
And walked out with flowers, a full bag of produce, and about 4 conversations we did not plan on having.
That seems to happen here more than anywhere else.
I do wonder whether we will still be coming here in another 5 years, still buying the same bread from the same person.
I would guess yes.
I cannot really picture a Saturday that does not start here anymore.
Neither can I.
That is a fairly deep thought for someone carrying a bouquet.
I contain multitudes, apparently.
Apparently so.
The place is just where it happens.
I think I am starting to understand that.
Before we head home, we would love to hear from you. Have you ever kept returning to the exact same place again and again without fully realizing why until much later?
We would genuinely love to hear about it in the comments below.
If you enjoyed spending this Saturday morning with us, please consider subscribing so you never miss a conversation.
There is always another market day waiting right around the corner.
There certainly is. This is Annie, reminding you that English is not just a language, it is a door. And every episode, you open it a little wider. Until next time, keep opening doors.